Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we are talking Love of Mayor Huntsville. You guys know why you are here. Today we are talking because we need to recap Mel's live, and we need to recap Dr. Heavenly's response to Mel's comment about her on the previous week on her TikTok. So let's get into it. So first, in regards to Mel's TikTok live, Mel mentioned that somebody sent her a video about the missing ratings for the July 20th episode and that it couldn't even crack the 70 shows, you guys. I wonder whose video that was, right? That someone sent her. And also wanted to speak on how there is so much behind the scenes stuff that was going on in regards to the show that is not being displayed on the show, which is what we have been saying for how long, you guys? We had been saying for how long that the math is not mathing of what is being displayed on the show versus what is happening on outside of the show. And so then Mel wanted to say as well, and again, another person confirms, whether it is a cast member or a friend of the show, you guys, that they were not aware that there was not going to be an episode airing this past Saturday. Because remember, Carlos King specifically told us, you guys, it was only going to be a 3-week hiatus because of the Olympics. The show was going to come back for 3 episodes, and then it was going to disappear. I mean, take another hiatus, you guys, and then do the last 15 episodes. And nonetheless, we have hiatus and breaks in between and holidays in between and all of these other random things that make zero sense other than something behind the scenes is going on, trying to salvage the show in any way possible, you guys. And nonetheless, Mel said that she had told the show the girls' trip should have been the opening episodes to bring everybody back together. Now, I don't know if I agree with that per se. I think you would think somebody who worked at Real Housewives for so many seasons like Carlos, usually the premiere episode is usually the group getting back together for the first time since the reunion taping to hash out if anybody resolved their issues or not since the reunion. Whether it's a dinner or some type of function or fundraiser event, that is usually what happens, right? But instead, we got the BS of the perfectly timed of Martel's arrest, right? And that left a sour taste in everyone's mouth because obviously we know the origin of all of that. We know that there had been a warrant out for his arrest since last year and all of these things. And conveniently, the first day of filming, you just happen to be at the courthouse and get arrested. No. Nobody's buying that. And then your kids are there in the car, so you wanted additional sympathy. Oh, how could this happen to a black man? And he had his kids. He's just trying to be a good dad. Wah. No. You knew exactly what you were trying to do. You knew exactly the angle you were trying to go, and it flopped, you guys. It flopped majorly, right? So we had that going on, right? Then we had the podcast that, of course, Carlos King was going to use Mel and use Mel supporters and millimeters for to sell those tickets, and not only sell, but sell out multiple times, that more seats had to keep being added, right? But he got in his feelings at the overwhelming love and support that Mel received, and he could not handle it and found ways to sabotage even that. And was striking people's channels and was striking the OWN event by inviting Sonny and Moses, which had nothing to do with anything. It was a complete and utter blindside, and it was completely, there was no empathy, there was no nuance to do this when you are literally sitting feet away from an emotional Mel telling you she wants her husband gone from the show, and that she felt that you knew all of the behind-the-scenes stuff that was going on that her husband was doing to her, and chose to play the mute challenge. And fast forward to now, and you're still playing the mute challenge.
Make it make sense. But Mel basically said, had the show started off, and she told somebody this. I don't know if it was the showrunner. I don't know if it was Carlos King. I don't know if it was any more higher ups or actual executives at the network, that had the show started off with the Girls Trip episodes, that their ratings would have been up and stuck the whole season, you guys. And then said as well that the one episode that has aired about this girls trip has caused so much conversation on social media across all platforms than it has over any other episode this season. It has caused so much conversation. She's not talking about any of the social media off the camera stuff. She is talking strictly about what has taken place as it pertains to this girls trip and all the discourse and conversation. And she said that could have been the tone set of this season, but instead a different narrative was being set this season by starting off with her ex-husband and that tomfoolery, starting off with the first couple of episodes of the Sunny and Moses and Destiny nonsense that nobody cared about. Also, the first couple of episodes, guess who also was all up in the video trying to be the star of the show? None other than Carlos King. He was trying to be the cast member. He was getting more cast time and screen time and camera time and all the things than the actual Core 6 was. Make it make sense. And you think people were going to tune into that? And you're already all over the place anyways, and you're overstepping your boundaries with these relationships with some of the cast members. You're overstepping, with your biases in these review shows with Dr. Heavenly on Messy Mondays. You didn't think this was going to backfire? You didn't think all of this through? Make it make sense. So we have that, right? And then it kind of sounds like Mel is implying that, with the narrative, because she read a comment about how, it was a shame that basically the show decided to go in the direction of trying to use the millimeters and send hate that way as a storyline. And she said it backfired, right? She was kind of reading it, and then she said she agreed. And she said, listen, she said, basically from what I interpreted what Mel was saying, she basically is trying to put out there, listen, this whole millimeter nonsense is a distraction. This was a whole distraction from people's real issues, people's real problems, people's real lawsuits, people's real shutdowns, and all of these things that were taking place. But it was a convenient way because as filming is taking place, as Mel has her property preservation classes, as Mel has people that are in town in Huntsville, it's a convenient way to continue to link the millimeters to stuff, right? Especially with what happened with Stormy in the warehouse. It's a convenient situation to just blame somebody else for everything. Take zero accountability, take zero responsibility for yourself. Even though we know the real reason that Black with a QUE was shut down, and we reported on it before it was even a thought to be filmed for the show. We were talking about this since last year, the issues at Black. Right? But people, they got on their conniptions, they got in their feelings because nobody was doing research and was like, they're spilling secrets, they're spilling storylines, but nobody said anything when it was Marceau that was gaslighting the people right before the show was set to premiere, talking about that he couldn't wait to see the ratings and that the millimeters and Mel supporters were deplorables and that the episodes that they claim they're blacking out of are the most watched, you guys. And I just think to myself, wouldn't Marceau want to have that back, right? Because as much as people say that Marceau likes to troll everybody, he also likes to troll himself out of opportunities, right? Because why would you make such statements if this is a job that is putting money in your pocket? Although, according to Winter, it only is alleging $350 an episode, which is embarrassing, you guys. So that was pretty much the gist of Mel essentially saying that the ratings would be a lot higher had the show started off with this girls trip, had the show incorporated more of, similar episodes involving all of the women. And, that would be in alignment of what Carlos King used to do as a producer on Bravo. But it seems as though he has a sort of kink of seeing women being mistreated and being disrespected and humiliated on national television. So he wants these problematic men to look like the pillar of excellence. And I just don't get it. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. It just pisses people off. Black women are your primary demographic. So why would you put out content that is going to piss off your primary demographic? That is why so many people tuned into the girls' trip, right? Because they wanted to see the true dynamic, even though these girls' trips never go as planned, no matter the reality show. But nonetheless, here we are, right? There was interest there, right? And some people wanted to watch to support Mel, right? Except for you didn't realize the number of views that your support was actually going to lead to, right? After the abysmal ratings the week before. And the week prior to that, the ratings not even registering, you guys. So nonetheless, you guys, that was that piece, right? So getting into Dr. Heavenly, right? So she has this weekly Tuesday spot that she has been doing with Alexander Rogers, who is also another YouTuber, right? And so you have to go a little bit of ways in this live to get to the Mel segment of the live, in which she is answering and addressing comments from her chat, I presume, on, if she was going to address anything, because she had already denied before that she didn't say anything shady, she didn't do anything messy, and all of these things, right? And so basically she said, as far as she's concerned, she doesn't believe that she has any beef with Mel and that they're still friends. She feels that Mel is a smart lady. She's a smart businesswoman. And basically said that there's no need for her and Mel to have a battle over anything. She says she's never going to have a battle or pick a fight with the likes of Tasha K or T.S. Madison. Basically feels that all of this is happening for the simple fact that she is reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville. And basically, so here's the thing, right? You're not even verifying for yourself or watching Mel's TikTok live for yourself to actually hear what is said. You're relying on subscribers and followers who can twist this narrative and spin any way they want to make it sound as light and harmless or as nasty and as messy as possible. And you're not going to question it. And this is where I have the issue. Because if you're not going to listen to the live for yourself and actually get the receipt for yourself, what is the point of responding? I did the due diligence of sitting through the Mel segment at least to give my commentary on that, right? But you couldn't do the due diligence of sitting through Mel's TikTok live to actually see what she said about you. And you're just going through certain comments from people trying to piece together whether or not it's anything of a big deal or not, right? So then somebody in the comments points out the comment in regards to what Dr. Heavenly made about Shanita and Martell. I believe the comment was about how, Martell likes to climb big trees or something. And so Heavenly said she was joking about Martell and Shanita. And then here's the other piece that I have, right? The other thing, right? Listen, the Alex person who obviously is not a Mel fan, similar to Carlos King, who is not a Mel fan, similar to a previous co-host of yours, Dr. Heavenly, like Funky Dineva, who also is not a Mel fan. And it is the unnecessary side commentary that was completely inappropriate, right? So now you're up here talking about, oh yeah, Mel sells wigs. When did Mel ever sell wigs, you guys? Who in the cast right now, you guys, past or present, sells wigs on the show? Can somebody point me to that direction? Where do you guys get this stuff, right? And then says as well, Alex says that Mel only stayed with Martell because, she wouldn't have, left him had the side chick not got pregnant, right? Well, this is a lie because Mel left before this side chick was pregnant, right? And then also said as well that Mel was in a throuple her whole marriage and that Mel was a side chick her entire marriage. And Dr. Heavenly says nothing. If this is your friend and you're claiming to love Mel, where is the energy to shut all of this down? If Mel is a personal friend, you guys have each other's phone numbers. You literally called her a few weeks ago and tried texting her a few weeks ago, and you're just going to let somebody just say anything they want to about Mel, knowing daggone well they can't stand Mel? And this is what I mean. See, there is a difference. If you and I don't agree on something, or we have a different take on an opinion, I would still expect you to be respectful. But you're not going to be on the platform just talking any type of greasy way about somebody who's supposed to be a friend, right? And the fact that Dr. Heavenly didn't check him, just like Carlos King never checks anybody that disrespects Mel, should tell you everything that you need to know. That there is something hidden there to where they enjoy seeing Mel get dragged. But don't play victim when you get dragged as a response, right? Because it's called keeping the same energy, right? And so then Dr. Heavenly still is trying to double down that it was all a joke and said that she's not Carlos King's mouthpiece, but she is Dr. Jackie's mouthpiece. Well, it wasn't always that way, Dr. Heavenly, but at least you admit to something, right? We can't admit that you are Dr. Jackie's mouthpiece because she's concerned about her image, right? So she's never going to go too low or too gutter anymore now that she has you on the show. Right? And now that you and her are cool, after you started the show dragging her marriage and dragging how skinny she was. But nonetheless, I guess anything now to, have these alliances, right? And so then somebody was being messy in the comments about don't be disrespectful to Shanita Foster. She's a doctor. Then Dr. Heavenly wanted to know, what type of doctor she was, what type of university she went to, and all these things. And then started dragging Dr. Shanita and then even threw shade. Mel caught a straight as well, because then somebody came back and said that it was an honorary doctorate that Shanita Foster received, and it was from an unaccredited program, you guys. So then Dr. Heavenly decided to be messy and say, well, maybe her and Mel went to the same school to get their honorary doctorates, right? And she said, why do you guys want me to call people doctors that, didn't go to medical school, right? Or don't have their PhD, and I worked my butt off in medical school, right? So here's the thing with this, right? Because on the same breath as this, you guys hype up certain celebrities that get an honorary doctorate. And you don't question, whether or not the school was accredited, whether or not they should be referred to as a doctor. You see it as a flex if it's your favorite celebrity, right? But when it comes to some of these reality stars that get a doctorate, and in particular black reality stars that receive an honorary doctorate, now all of a sudden you want to get spicy and question their credentials and question the school and question the accreditation. But you're the same people that it was your fave that has an honorary doctorate that's an A-list black celebrity. You can't wait to hype them up. Just like you do the same thing with the honorary Greeks. We can go there, you guys. The honorary Divine Nine, the people who did not have to, quote unquote, go through the process. You hype them up if it's your fave. But if it was anyone else that received, that was an honorary, it's like, oh, they didn't go through the process. They didn't do the paper. They didn't do this. Oh, they're just a paper member. And I just want everyone to keep the same energy. I just want everyone to keep it a buck, right? So then somebody also said as well about Mel calling Dr. Heavenly Elaine, right? And so basically Elaine, Dr. Heavenly, wanted to go into a whole thing about how she loves her middle name. That is something that her mom used to call her all the time. And basically she said that if somebody knows that her middle name is Elaine and is referring to her as Elaine, then she takes it as a compliment. She views it as they are a super fan, and that essentially she wants to keep it light. She said she wants to thank God. Here we go. After being messy, now you want to thank God, right? And then thanks Carlos King first, you guys, and says that she loves Carlos King first, right? But then messes it up, right? Because she says, I love Carlos King, I love Mel, I love Martell, you guys. Why do we have to do this, Dr. Heavenly? And this is my thing. This is why, the cast gets dragged as well, because they continue to defend Martell and his foolishness. Oh, Martell didn't do anything to me. He didn't cheat on me. He didn't do anything ABUSIVE to me. So we're still Gucci. No. like this is what I mean. Where is the logic? Make it make sense. So basically, Dr. Heavenly said that she's not trying to hate on anybody on Love and Marriage Huntsville. She feels that her and Carlos King are responsible for the viewership of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I just have to laugh. Are you kidding me? Some of the lowest viewed episodes were under your guys' watch. Make it it's the audacity. Have you been paying attention, Dr. Heavenly, to the ratings? Did you watch my video that I did yesterday about how the ratings didn't even register on the actual list of cable TV programming, and they waited over a month for this to come out? To try to rework the show and film all of these extra episodes and these extra scenes to try to give up these other people's storylines and content? No. We're not going to do this today. Especially you, Dr. Heavenly, who admits you don't even watch the show. So the final piece that she admits to is that basically, she said she's not getting paid to hate on the people at Love and Marriage Huntsville. However, she admits that she does get paid to hate on the bleeps on Married to Medicine, you guys. But feels that her and Carlos's commentary brings eyeballs to the show, you guys. Where were the eyeballs, you guys? Like I said, during the Messy Monday episodes and the recap episodes in which the ratings were in the toilet. Was it your commentary that turned people off the show? And what happened to the multiple times, Dr. Heavenly, that you said that you were done talking all things Love and Marriage Huntsville and you wanted to talk about politics, you wanted to talk about all these other things? Obviously, that was a lie. And I noticed during this whole Mel segment, you didn't say, I'm going to say it and take it back. Didn't say any of that. Didn't say any of that when you were shading Dr. Shanita Foster, and you were dragging her, Dr. Heavenly. Let's not do this. Let's not backtrack. It was actually Carlos King who was hyping up Dr. Shanita Foster because he knew her from Football Wives, right? But you were not hyping her up. You were calling her everything but her government name. And again, these slips where you like to call people, their previous married name, knowing that they're divorced, it's so annoying. Why are we saying Melody Holt still? Let's stop that, right? But nonetheless, that was essentially the recap. I just want people to keep the same energy. Now all of a sudden everything is a joke, hee hee ha ha. But you weren't laughing when you were making these comments though, Dr. Heavenly. So, but why is it only a joke now when people get pissed off? And that's what I mean. Why can't people stand on business, stand on their commentary, instead of backtracking and diminishing everything as a joke when you weren't joking when you said it? Because if it wasn't, if it was a joke, if it was indicated to be a joke, why would have there been backlash, right? But nonetheless, why are we still joking about anything involving Martell when it's been almost 5 years since Mel was done with him for good? You know daggone well if there was jokes about Daddy and any of your other castmates or any of your real life friends hooking up and climbing Daddy like a tree, you would be ready to fight. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.